The inscriptions of Jarash. Inscriptions that tell the story of a glorious cultural legacy. Here, in the versant eastern mountains of Jalad, the ancient Semite man established residence, cultivating land, dwelling caves, and building shelters. Jarash was historically a metropolis that the ancient world felt safe to keep its secrets hidden in its residences and the caves of Abu al-Suwan Hill, where the dawn of civilization saw the light 9,000 years ago. Here, Jarash was and remained the crucible of human culture. There lied Jarshon in the middle of the ancient time, where it documented a chapter of God's messengers' lives, as Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, and his companions, and Prophet Lot, peace be upon him, and Sarah, crossed on their way from Haran, Turkey, to Jerusalem, Palestine. And on the roads of Gilad mountains, Prophet Jacob, peace be upon him, crossed the Blue River, heading to Nablus. Jarash holds an ancient history that one can touch through the antiquities, which remain witness to the successive nations and civilizations that existed in the city across the ages, and until our present day. Despite that, all these monuments constitute the tip of the iceberg, as plenty of them are still buried under the ruins. Therefore, excavations and expeditions played an important role in unveiling some of them. Its inscriptions, which defied time, natural forces, earthquakes, and climatic changes, still tell the story of the human being who related to the site across the ages and till our present time. It's an integrated city, yet a lot of effort and excavation need to be done in order to introduce it to all humanity. Jarash, Gerasa of antiquity, is located on a traffic intersection that lies between the northern governorates, namely Irbid, Mafraq, Ajloun, Balqa, only 48 kilometers away from the capital Amman. 80,000 people inhabit it out of its total 200,000 people who live in the governorate. Its distinguished location, in a green watery valley where water is abundant, in addition to its antiquities, made it a preferable destination to voyagers, tourists, scientists, and knowledge seekers alike. It's densely surrounded with pine trees and oak trees forests, as it harbors the last extension of Aleppo pine trees in the northern hemisphere. The city witnessed multiple eras across time, starting with the Greek, then the Roman, then came the Muslim conquests, during which the city remained unearthed, until it was rediscovered when historians confirmed that there were signs of early human civilizations which existed 6,500 years ago in the city, which was then called Gerasa, an alteration of its original name, Jarasho, meaning a place with thick timberland.
Gerasa, the archaeological city which is located within the city of Jarash, is one of the most, if not the most integrated city on the international level in terms of the archaeological elements it contains. From the temples, to the theaters, to the hippodrome, to the tetrapolis, to the baths. All of that made it the most attractive destination for archaeological tourism and scientific expeditions. In addition to that, the archaeological city of Jarash contains vast natural forest within its range, attracting tourists seeking entertainment and meditative excursions.
Jarash presents the Roman model of metropolitan evolution in the Middle East. It presents paved roads, columns, temples built high on top of the hills, theaters, arenas, palaces, baths, water fountains, walls which lead to towers and gates, and pools. In addition to its Greco-Roman external nature and pattern, Jarash also presents a unique combination of Western and Eastern nature and pattern at the same time. Its diverse architecture, ethnicities, and languages reflect the process through which two great cultures blended and coexisted, being the Greco-Roman culture in the Mediterranean and the old traditions of the Near East. Due to its location on the crossroads of trade caravans, the city turned into a flourishing trade and entertainment center, making it the most important city of the Decapolis. Jarash achieved great prosperity during the Roman ruling, and so it did during the Christian Byzantine period, followed by the Muslim reign, as it flourished the most during the Umayyad period and maintained its status until a strong earthquake in 749 AD destroyed large parts of it. While subsequent earthquakes, along with the wars and turmoil, contributed to additional destruction. The massive destruction and the ruins remained buried in the soil for hundreds of years, until they were discovered by the German Orientalist Ulrich Jasper Seetzen in 1806, bringing back the world's attention to it. Constructional development and population numbers increased in the 60s and the 70s of the last century, which increased the importance of the city and created more jobs and services in it. Subsequently, the number of inhabitants and residences increased, accompanied by the spread of educational institutions, schools, healthcare centers, and hospitals. Jarash is now the second most popular tourist attraction in Jordan, closely behind the splendid ruins of Petra. The visitors can freely roam between the city's temples, theaters, arenas, baths, and the paved roads, which lie underneath the high columns, which are surrounded with vast walls. Recent excavations conducted by archaeologists inside these walls unearthed the ruins of settlements dating back to Bronze Age, Iron Age, and Greek, Roman, Byzantine, Umayyad, and Abbasid eras. Jarash is distinguished by its demographical diversity and religious coexistence, which helped it showcase this historical legacy all year long. Its people grabbed this message from local community institutions and cultural commissions, so they established fancy restaurants and cafes to host the visitors and to unleash the innovations of entrepreneurs whose products roam the globe, making it a renowned and famous landmark and a popular metropolis to the rest of the world's metropolises. old city of Jarash hosted the Jarash Festival of Culture and Arts for 30 consecutive terms to become a source of cultural radiation that spreads innovative cultural messages and reflects the reality of a Jordanian experience which gushes out of the heart of the city. It was then chosen by the Ministry of Culture to become the cultural capital of Jordan in 2015 to showcase another episode of interaction between literature, art, and heritage, where different cultures from around the world meet throughout the participation of poets, thinkers, educated people, and folklore groups. In addition to displaying its traditional domestic animals and vegetable food products, the two pools of Jarash are still the site to celebrate the spring season and are considered one of the main sources that supply the city with water. They're currently known as the Kairouan Spring. Jarash is famous for cultivating olive trees, as some are thousands of years old, and their numbers in the governorate amount to 1.25 million trees, planted on 110,000 square meters of land, out of its total area amounting 405,000 square meters.
The span of responsibility pertinent to the greater municipality of Jarash is no longer restricted to simply providing basic services to the local community, as the radius of enthusiasm expanded to involve the majority of institutions of the civil community and all the entities surrounding it in the course of its development project, starting with the demand of declaring the city of Jarash as the cultural capital for this year, followed by the municipality's active participation in creating culturally interactive atmosphere among the different cultural commissions, until we reached this remarkable state in terms of culture, beginning with microcultural ventures and ending with huge influential ones. Moreover, the violent events that take place right outside the border of this country made the free cultural act on the local arena a true cultural orientation that rejects extremism.
The greater municipality of Jarash realized the crucial characteristics of the city of Jarash and plotted an integrated plan, taking into consideration the importance of the site and the means to educate and develop its inhabitants, so the city, driven by its historical and cultural heritage, can rotate the wheel of economy in an attempt to elevate its touristic status, which would ultimately benefit its inhabitants. Perhaps the fact that Jarash has diverse elevations ranging from 600 meters above sea level up to 1,247 meters above sea level at Al-Manara Mountain in Souf, and the fact that it has so many water springs running down its valleys, in addition to its variety of forests overlooking King Talal Water Dam Lake, which is supplied by Al-Zarqa River, besides harboring the antiquity sites along the natural reserves, such as the Ghazal Reserve and the Cedar Forest Reserve, make it a central touristic attraction and a lucrative investment for entrepreneurs and investors in the tourism sector to establish huge touristic ventures in it. Jarash has many cooperative societies which aim at sustaining and preserving its legacy by marketing its traditional food products and artifacts, which found their way to the local and international markets through the Jarash Artifacts Fair, which is loaded with handicrafts, sculptures, and sand filling, which the city of Jarash is famous for. The Jarashi individual did not stop there, as he dealt with other natural products when he figured out properties of herbs and categorized them accordingly, and replanted plenty of them to reintroduce them to the people as quality products labeled as medical herbs for the great benefits they contain. As for the other domestic animal products, they gained a great status in the city and its villages, as the homemade dairy products there was so reputable that the mere indication that it's a Jarashi Lebne is more than enough to decide one's buying decision. The city of Jarash, with this enormously sized inherited legacy across the ages, from the historical past to flourishing present in the Hashemite era, remains an inscription that reinforces its status among the Jordanian cities as the icon that everyone is eager to visit and stop by to read its details. The city also remains a witness to the sight and man to tell an unprecedented story, as it awaits more efforts to be exerted in order to brighten up its glitter throughout intensifying the investments in it, so that stays an eternal pearl across the time.
The old city of Jarash is a global legacy, and the responsibility of preserving and sustaining it does not lie on the shoulders of the local community only, but on the shoulders of the international community as well. The events that take place around us reinforce the message which we are conveying to the world throughout Jarash Festival of Culture and Arts, provided that it's being held in a safe and stable country, which is capable of carrying out its daily activities and revive the cultural festivities.
Jarash was once described by Yaqut al-Hamawi, after its subsequent destructive earthquakes, as ruins is no longer the same. It's like a chandelier sparkling amongst the Jordanian cities, to host the tourists from all around the world, to communicate the love of its people to them, and to convey the message of tolerance and moderation as it always did across the ages.